That's what you think and talk about me.
Yo, what is going on, y'all? It's your boy VeLL, back with another Mobile Legends video, and we're here with a glorious legend named...
Where am I? Who are you guys? Okay. This is Gemik, boys. What's up, VeLL? Thank you for welcoming this call. And let's have a good time.
Let's get it, yo. So basically what we're going to be talking about is how to rank up to Glorious Legend fast. And if you don't know who Gemik is, he actually plays with iFlex, and he's a Glorious Legend himself. So yeah, tell everybody about yourself, like your history. What makes you qualified to talk about getting to Glorious Legend?
Because Mobile Legend is a MOBA first off, and I've been playing MOBA since Dota first. Then I played a bit of League of Legends, I played some Smite, I played a lot of Heroes of the Storm, which is the MOBA by Blizzard that was like top 200 in Europe for the first season, which is like the equivalent of Glorious Legend, I guess. And I've been playing Mobile Legends since October. I did reach Glorious Legend in every single season. The first two seasons I did it alone. The first season, this one, obviously I did with my friends. And yeah, I guess this makes me qualified to tell you a bit about the techniques you could use to get Glorious Legend easily, either in solo queue or duo queue or team ranked, whatever.
All right, so I know a big chunk of my audience actually plays the game solo. So what's your advice for getting to Glorious Legend if you're playing solo and you don't have access to a team?
Okay, so regarding the solo queue, I would say you guys need to understand something. Even if you like to play supports roles, tanks roles, those are not going to be the one which you can carry with. And that's why we call some champions the carries, and those are the mages, those are some fighters, some assassins, and mainly the ADCs, the marksmen. You can use like Clint, for example. That's the first champion I advise you to get if you want to solo carry. Ethan Shin would be a good one. Bruno is really good when you are skilled enough with him. I've used Mia during the first season, but I'm more likely to be going on Clint now. But she's still a decent ADC. Layla does a lot of damage, but she needs to be positioning really well. She needs to be, you need to time your skills pretty well. You need to be aware of how to engage a team fight with her. But yeah, in general, all the marksmen are good to solo carry. You can go for some assassins, for example, Fanny. You all know Fanny, when she's played well, does insane damage and does insane plays. You could go for Natalia. Natalia, even if she has been nerfed recently, she's strong when you farm properly, because Natalia, it's all about farm. The faster you farm, the more you invade the enemy's jungle to take their own jungle, the more you are going to get stronger before the enemies, and you can do some ganks, you can outplay the enemies easily. Other fighters, you could go for some ED fighters like Alucard, you could go for Alpha, but those are less likely to be good at high elo, but you can still be a Glorious Legend with those guys. So yeah, really strong AoE damage, some champions with stun. I'm trying to find the common thing that makes them all good in solo carrying. But I would say, yeah, marksmen, some jungles, some fighters, and obviously mages. But mages, I feel like they have less what we call sustained damage. Sustained damage is the amount of damage you can do over a long fight, a long period of time, and that's what makes the mage just a bit weaker than ADCs, for example, if you want to solo carry, because over time, when you have full stuff, a Clint is going to be doing so much more damage than the Adora on like 10 seconds or 15 seconds fights. But that's my opinion on that.
I think you made a lot of strong points, but I know that one thing that people struggle with a lot is that even when it comes down to picking the right characters, or maybe some people are carrying and stuff like that, what's happening a lot is there's people going AFK, or your teammates are just running out doing dumb stuff the entire time. Like, what can you do in situations like that when you're getting paired with people who are just basically imbeciles?
That's why I'm okay. There is, well, at some point, those 5% gain, you are going to be playing with two trolls that are going to feed like 15 times 5 minutes. Honestly, there is little you can do about it. You can try to take this as an advantage, baiting those guys, to get the kills, to get the trade kills. So they die and you get to frag. So it's a good trade kill. Both teams get some frags and you get advance, gold, experience, and you get fed. But somehow I'm always trying to snowball the game on my lane faster than my teammates are feeding, for example. But honestly, well, I don't know for you, but most of the time I have a neutral team. I would say they don't do anything, they don't die too much, they don't take too much frags, and that's when I know I'm 100% sure I'm going to win the game. Because when I get to late game, it's all about skill. It's about how you react in a MOBA, or you play, and positioning. And this is where I like to play. And this is why you guys should practice this late game when you get full stuff. This is why you guys should not be switching heroes every game you're doing, and should focus on a role or a particular hero at first. And this is when you're going to be shining in the game. So yeah, focus on one hero. Try to take the situation where you are with feeders to benefit from it. Don't give up, never give up. Like, I've won some games, you guys would be betting against me like any day of the week, because it's like 20 frags behind. The goals is much in their favor and the game is almost lost, but somehow you come back because you're playing behind the towers, you're playing safe, and I don't know, the situation switched to favor.
Yeah, a lot of situations, to me, it happens like that to me as well, and it's really frustrating because you just get paired with teammates who want to give up and quit so frequently. That's actually one thing that I talked about too, the surrender button. I actually hate the idea of having a surrender button, because so many games where I get super fed and I'm more fed than the other team, but my teammates are doing bad, they'll just surrender and we'll lose the game when we could have possibly won the game. So stuff like that is frustrating.
So 4 people in my team surrendered and I was getting really fed. I had cleans and I knew I would win the team fight 1v5 somehow. They still did surrender because they were pissed, they were arguing together, and even if you don't take part of the conversation, they will still surrender without you having to say anything about it. But that's really rare. It happened like twice on 2,000 games. So yeah, that happens. Nothing you can do against that.
All right, well, yeah, we've actually covered the so we've covered the solo queuing. So what would you say to those teams out there who are trying to get to the level of you and your team? Obviously, you play with some of the best players in the world. So what's your take on getting to the higher ranks as a team and actually being one of the top glorious legends?
So it's like any game. When you have a team, you have different champions. Like any MOBA, I would say you have synergy between champions, and you guys need to understand that even if Mobile Legends is recent MOBA and the meta is always changing, they are nerfing, buffing champions, releasing new champions. You guys need to understand there are basic in this game. There are teams with an ADC. You need a team with an ADC. You need a team with a tank. You need some support, even if it's not a real support like Rafaela. It could be anything, like a Yun could be played as a support, because the support role is to get frags to your marksman or to your mages. Obviously, you need ADC, tank, mage, support, and you could go for, like, the 5th position is a bit different. Normally, you should go for a jungle like any other MOBA, but you could go for a double dual lane, meaning top dual lane and bottom dual lane and middle the mage, obviously. Or you could even go for, I don't know, no mage, 2 ADCs, 2 tanks and 1 off tank. You need to understand in this game what makes Mobile Legends special is, for me, in my opinion, the best teams are the ones with the biggest front line, the heaviest front line. And the front line is composed by the tanks and the fighters. And the best team is also the one who has the most stuns. You could go for some insane composition, like I've seen Tigreal plus Shu plus Akai, and you get a strong backlane like a Clint or a Mage. And this is really strong because your carry, your Clint, for example, is going to do a lot of damage and he's never going to be in trouble because he has such a huge front lane that the enemies can't reach him. And Mobile Legends is a mobile game, you can't really focus well the enemies. It's hard to go behind the team and do a lot of damage. So the front lane and the stun of your team is impacting a lot the synergy and the potential of your team. So this is something you need to keep in mind, and I think it's important if you want to get a good team Don't forget the tanks. Don't forget the stun. If you have a team with tanks and no stun, there is something wrong with your team.
So do you think that it's important in Mobile Legends, in a game like Mobile Legends, to actually have a jungler, or is that counterproductive? Or what do you think about actually having a jungler, and how often should you have a jungler, if ever?
If you have a team with a jungler and on the other side you have a team without jungler, and if both teams are farming the same way, in the end, the jungler with the items will be level 15, while everyone in the game is at maximum level 12 or 13. You always get a good advantage, and level does matter because you get more HP, you get more defense, your spells are stronger, your cooldown are reduced. So you can't underestimate the fact that we have OP items for junglers in this game, but you do also need to be able to farm your jungle without everyone coming in and just doing the blue, the red everywhere on the map, and you have nothing else to farm. So you have to take risks, like for example invade and take the enemy jungle. This is a good thing, but you need to be good with the timings, and you need to understand when to invade, when not to invade. So the safe thing would be to have a kind of agreement with your teammates to let you farm enough jungle so that you get fed, and you get this advantage as a jungler. And obviously you need to be good at ganking. So again, it's about timing. You need to go on the enemy lanes when they are pushing, for example, or when they are engaging and the fight is pretty tight, like between those two teams. You're just coming and add some power to your own team and win the team fight. That's a lot of things. That's why jungler is hard to master. It's easy to like decide, okay, I'm gonna go jungle and do the minions, but you have to actually use this advantage to help your teammates. And I think jungler, Mobile Legends, in League of Legends, everything, it's pretty much one of the toughest role you can get, because you're alone. You need to understand when to dive, to gank and stuff, and yeah, it's a lot of mechanics you need to work on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has its so your question was like, is it useful in Mobile Legends? Yes, it is. You have to play it properly though.
All right, well, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think you pretty much answered a lot of people's questions. If you all have any more questions you want to ask about anything in the game, make sure you leave those questions in the comments section. I'll be reading them. I'm sure Gemik will be reading them. And if you want to check out his channel, be sure to subscribe to his channel. Check it out. His link is in the description down below. And yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. Thanks for coming through, Gemik. Thanks for showing love. And thanks for watching the video, everybody. And I'll catch you all on the next one, man. Peace out.
Thank you, VeLL. Thank you, guys. Peace out, everyone.
I was broke, yeah, yeah. I gotta let these niggas know, yeah, yeah. I'ma let my money show, yeah, yeah. These niggas thought I wouldn't